Research shows that if you know 3,000 words in the English language, you can pretty much say everything you need to say. So, this is a series about the 3,000 words. I'm publishing one word a day. Afraid. We often collocate the word afraid with of. Afraid of. A synonym of afraid is scared. He's very scared. This little boy is scared. He's afraid. What do you think he's afraid of? Maybe he's afraid of his closet. So then we have afraid of or scared of, and then a noun, something. What is he afraid of? He's afraid of the ghost in his closet. The adjective. She was afraid of the dark and needed a nightlight to sleep comfortably. Notice how I pronounce the word comfortably. This is often very hard for English learners to pronounce correctly. We don't say this O. We pronounce it like this. We pronounce it comfortably. Comfortably. That's how in Northern American English, we say comfortably, comfortable, comfortably. We don't say comfortable or comfortable. We say comfortably. Okay, comfortable. Practice that. We use afraid here. He had been afraid of making a mistake, which caused him to hesitate. He had been afraid. He had been afraid of making a mistake, which caused him to hesitate. Despite feeling afraid, now it's an adjective, he gathered his courage and spoke up during the meeting. Despite feeling afraid. So whenever we use the word like despite, we are cueing that we'll have two opposite things happening. One thing, despite feeling afraid, this is how he felt, but this is what he did, and they're different. Despite feeling afraid, he gathered his courage and spoke up during the meeting. The movie was full of suspense and kept him on the edge of his seat, his fears creating a sense of no. This is talking about fears, but ChatGPT got this one wrong. The noun is fear, not afraid. I'm afraid I can't help you with that. So we do use this a lot. I'm afraid I can't do that. I'm afraid I might get in an accident. I'm afraid I might is something that we use a lot. I'm afraid I can't help you with that. I'm afraid I don't know. I'm afraid it's a way that we introduce a negative. It kind of cues the listener that we are sympathetic, but we don't have the power to change the situation. I'm afraid I can't help you with that issue right now. I'm too busy with other tasks. All right. The opposite of afraid would be unafraid. We might, if we want it to be a noun instead of the adjective that afraid is, we would say fearless. Fearless or brave. The noun is fear. And the verb is fear. Yeah. For example, I fear I'm not good enough is the same as saying, I'm afraid I'm not good enough. So I am afraid is using it as an adjective. I am afraid I'm not good enough. Or I fear I'm not good enough. Now I used it as a verb. The adjective is afraid. The adjective could also be fearful. And then the adverb is fearfully. We wouldn't say afraidly. We would say fearfully. So oftentimes we take an adjective, put an ly on the end of it, that makes it an adverb. However, we can't do that with every adjective. So in this case, we have two adjectives that are very similar, afraid and fearful. They come from the same root, but fearful can become fearfully, but afraid cannot become afraidly. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope that you use these words. Try to use the word of the day 5 times today as you speak to people around you. And if you aren't speaking English to people, then a good practice is to just record yourself speaking English. Maybe record in your daily journal what you did every day. Speak English to your journal or write English in your journal. And it doesn't have to be correct English. It just needs to be you speaking and practicing saying these words. Okay? If you have a question, you say something or you write something that you're not sure about, a sentence or so, put it in the comments below. I read these comments and I will correct the sentence and tell you exactly how to say it. But don't just say the sentence, put in, is this correct? And then write your sentence. And then I can correct it and give you a little bit of feedback on that sentence in the comments from this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.